All right, we're back for a banger beyond the void as we're going to have Xoza1n going against SeigneurNecron. This is a match that I think has happened a couple times in a few of the tournaments, two of the heavy hitters. Xoza1n, again with the Excalibur. Still surprised that he's not going to at least try the wall K2, but again, I don't blame him. When you give a buff to your opponent, that sounds kind of scary. Over on the other end, Necron is going to be mirroring him with Excalibur. So you have your two ships right here sitting in the middle of the lane. I said I was going to give a little bit of a breakdown while I try to keep up with the action. So this one's going to be a little bit different. Beyond the Void, it's a MOBA. It's an RTS, MOBA, multiplayer online battle arena game, kind of like League of Legends, kind of like Dota, but instead of being a team game, this is one-on-one. What falls under a MOBA? It's typically having control of one unit, which is your mothership, and having 4 skills at your arsenal, which we missed the skill draft. That's not really available to spectate yet, but the players are allowed to pick their motherships, which there are 4 right now, and they are allowed to draft their skills. And by draft, meaning you take the skill, the other person can't have it. So they don't share the same skill other than their ultimate. And you see a little bit of the difference right there. Xoza1n hit the stun, but Sigma decided he was going to dive in. Xoza1n diving in as well. Both of them are marked up in the snare. A snare that's actually going to send Xoza1n back a little bit, but Sigmund's going to go Seigneur, is going to go all the way back to his home planet. And with that, the thing that kind of surprises me is Xoza1n decided that instead of trying to go back and beef all the way up, he was just going to use the resources he has to build his shield up and just see if he can weather the storm. Now, all of the ships have 2 health bars. You see on the top the little white one that's building above Xoza1n. That's his shield, because every interplanetary spaceship has to have a shield that protects their hull, which is their beefy hit points. The hull that looks like is not going to exist on Necron if he stays, and he knows. I'm surprised he was able to disengage, but I don't know if you really want to poke back in there. You should just let Xoza1n have that. It's kind of scary over there. Fire Spear's coming out again, trying to see if he can snipe him out. Good cryo shield coming out of Necron just to mitigate some damage. But with that, he's going to have to forfeit the planet. Now, the planets, they are your battery for your resources. They are the things that allow you to gather, that give you ways to gather Ambrosium. Ambrosium is the resource that everybody wants in the Void. Comparing it to other games, it's the gold of other games. Hold on a second. As Necron is getting skirted out of Nutoi 2, and he thought he could turn around. Xoza1n informs him that he should just go ahead and take himself back to his home planet, whether it's by his own hand or in a casket. It doesn't matter to him. As Xoza1n blows him completely off of the Void. I need to come up with another phrase. But who needs another phrase when you were seeing the same picture, the same movie from Xoza1n? But with that, he gets to take a second planet. And again, by having a planet, it gives you more ways to build Ambrosium when you use an economy strategy. It gives you more ships if you want more ships to have in the lane when you switch to a military strategy. Because there are 3 strategies. And you also have the engineering strategy, which for the most part helps with your defenses in various ways. Let me get back into this action real quick, because I see that Xoza1n is trying to make sure that Necron doesn't take a planet. Yo, this guy is a bully. He's not letting Necron have any of that. Just showed up and sent him packing. And I gotta point this out real quick. Turrets. You can build turrets on various points. You can build them on the waypoints around your planets. You can also build them in front of your war towers. And you can have one of 3 different types of turrets based off of which of the 3 strategies you've already completed, which of the 3 rings you've already completed. And this fight looks like it's going to be completed really quickly. I don't need to talk about it too much. It's just the Xoza1n show. Even if he can't walk somebody down with K2, having the mobility of the fire slide or either slide, fire slide, frost slide, doesn't matter. Just having the mobility allows him to do so much, and his initiations are so good. Sorry for jumping back and forth with the explanation and the action. I thought I'd be have a little more downtime to get a couple more thoughts out, but as you're seeing, this game is quick. This game is fast. You can't really blink. Could have just said MOBA in space. It's not just a MOBA though. Like a large portion of it is, won't say a large portion. I'll say like 60% MOBA, but it's like 40% RTS. Like there's a lot of stuff you don't see because it's still in the alpha, so there's not a like flourished UI, but you don't get to see the different strategies that they have around the rings. You don't get to see the skills that they get because of the strategies. You don't get to see what skills they have, and some of the skills require Ambrosium. Therefore, you actually have to keep up with how much of your resource they have. It's just more than get in there and click on it. As you can see, Necron thought he could get in and click on Xoza1n, but he went a little too deep, found himself under the ice ring, stunned up, blown up, taken off of the map one more time. And Xoza1n looks like he's not even worried about the 2 new planets that have spawned. I said that. Okay, I thought he was gonna warp. I thought it was one of the commentators' curses. But looks like Xoza1n is just gonna wait. Oh, Xoza1n doing a classic. I'm surprised more people don't do this. Xoza1n is one of the people who really likes going and taking harvesters away from people. Especially now that there are the harvesters are tied to a strategy. This does 2 things. It halts, or it doesn't halt. It kind of slows your Ambrosium game because you don't have harvesters, but it kind of forces you to stay on an economy strategy, because if you don't have a planet with that strategy, you're not going to get any more harvesters. So it kind of takes the option of switching to military or engineering off the table. So really smart, really smart. But enough about Xoza1n. We got to keep up with what Necron's doing over here, which he's again on the back foot, trying to see if he can stay afloat as his ship is sinking. I say it's sinking, but it's getting blasted as Xoza1n is pounding at the ward counter. And yo, mismath? It's really not the biggest detriment in the world. I mean, it's a little bit of a wumble, a little bit of a bobble, but at this point, I kind of think the damage has been done, and it doesn't really change the tune of this song as we see Xoza1n zipping all the way back to the mother planet to go ahead and close it. Oh, man. Who can stop Xoza1n? He's pretty good.